A gun goes off in a typical suburban neighborhood, and a 13-year-old boy falls to the floor, shot in the neck by his best friend. Dwayne and Jeff were getting ready for a junior high school graduation party when the scene turned bloody. According to Dwayne, Jeff pointed a gun at him and said, "It's your time to die, get ready to say goodbye," and pulled the trigger. This is Dwayne today, paralyzed from the neck down, a quadriplegic who may never walk again. And by his side are his mother, Lavone, and his father, Mark. But what's so unusual about today is the McKee family has agreed to come face to face with Jeff Townsend, the best friend who put Dwayne in a wheelchair. Jeff and the McKees haven't spoken in over 9 years. Now, Jeff is nervously waiting backstage. Can Dwayne and his parents ever forgive Jeff? Dwayne, we want you to set the stage for us. What happened that day, the day you were shot?
I was 14 years old, and my best friend Jeff, we were at his house. We were going to go to a junior high graduation party. And he was acting weird, and I told him I didn't like the way he was acting.
What do you mean weird?
Unusual. His attitude was different. He wasn't his normal happy-go self. And I didn't like it, and I told him I was going to call my mom. I was proceeding downstairs, and he called me upstairs. And I went upstairs. He was in his dad's room. I went in his room, and he was behind the door. And slammed the door behind me. I turned around, and he stood there with a grin. And I said, "What are you doing?" He grabbed his dad's gun, and he said, "It's your time to die." I played with the gun, spun it, pointed it at his own head. Knew it wasn't loaded, and clicked it, and then put a bullet in it.
Then put a bullet?
Yeah. Then he put it in the chamber, pointed it right at me. He was about 2.5 feet away. And he's all, "Get ready to say goodbye."
Did you think he was teasing you? What did you think? You were best friends, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
What did you think he was doing, acting weird like that?
At first, I thought he was joking, but that's a wrong kind of joke. And
even as a young boy, you knew that?
Yeah. And then when I looked at his eyes, it was the stare. And he just had that glare where he wouldn't have it was too serious. When I asked him to put it down, I knew at that moment he wasn't going to. And I said, please put it down. And he wouldn't. And at that moment, I knew he was going to pull the trigger, and I dove to my left. And when I dove, I thought I'd be quick enough, but I wasn't, and he shot me through the neck.
Did you feel pain? What did you feel?
At first, honestly, I thought I hit my head on the dresser, and I thought I got away from it. And his brother ran in. Jeff was standing there with a gun, didn't move. And at that moment, I started moving around. I could tell I could only move my head. My whole body was numb, and there was nothing I could do.
Was there a lot of pain? Just a numb
It was,
feeling?
you know, tingling needles, pins and needles through the whole body. No shock. It was, it was moving so slow. My whole life flashed in front of me. It was incredible. Nothing could ever compare to it.
Why do you think he shot you?
I don't know.
You don't know? These years you've had to think about it. Do you think he wanted to kill you?
At that time, I know he did.
You did? You did know he
yes.
did? Why would he want to kill you?
People say jealousy of friends, girlfriends, but there's nothing to prove that, or, you know, no verification. He never said why. He's had 9 years almost, 8 years to say why.
What happened after that? The brother came into the room, and then what happened?
Brother's girlfriend ran over to me, and she grabbed a towel. His brother told Jeff to go downstairs and call my mom. And he went downstairs and called my mom and said, I've shot Dwayne. And the rest she has to tell you because I wasn't around. And blood started squirting out of my neck, and I think it took forever for the paramedics to come.
Lavone, you documented Jeff's story in this book, Get Ready to Say Goodbye. That must have been very painful for you. Tell us how you found out that your son had been shot. The phone rang, and what happened?
I received a phone call, and such a beautiful day that day. I'll never forget it. I answered the phone, and it was Jeffrey on the phone, and he didn't have to say who he was. I knew his voice, but he said, Dwayne's been shot. And I said, what? And I said, where? Meaning, you know, the first thing that came to my mind, I guess, you know, like in the foot or something like that, you know, big toe. And he said, in the shoulder, I think. And I said, have you called the paramedics? And he said, I was screaming this, I guess. And he said, yes. And I said, we'll be right there. And I slammed the phone down. And then I screamed at the top of my lungs, I guess, I was in the kitchen, and to my husband, Mark, and our daughter, Kimberly. They were both taking showers in 2 different bathrooms, and they came running out. I just screamed, Dwayne's been shot, not realizing, I don't know, it was almost like a dream. You know, something, you get a phone call like that, and you don't know what's happening. It was horrible. You worry about your kids falling off a bicycle or somebody in a car hitting them or something, but here, like something like that, it was just, it was unreal. So they came running out. We raced to the car, and Jeff's home was about 1.5 miles from our home, so we raced up there. And by that time, the paramedics were there, and the police, and about half the neighborhood, I guess. They probably heard the gunshot. I guess it's pretty loud. And we raced in their house up the stairs. Because everyone was looking in that direction, you know, so we knew that must be where Dwayne was. And we got to the top of the stairway, and the police were guarding the door, and they wouldn't let us in, but the door was open. And we looked in, and the paramedics were working with Dwayne. He was laying on the floor, and they were putting a backboard under him, and they had an IV started. We didn't know at the time. The reason for the IV wasn't just for fluids, but it was to keep one vein open in case they all collapsed. Mm-hmm. We found later. And Dwayne was awake and alert at that point. But then he looked up at the 3 of us, our daughter and my husband and I, and maybe my husband should say what he said to us.
He was wearing a pair of pants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you brought the pants with you. Why do you keep the pants?
Reminder. The shirt that he had, they were ready to go to this party, and it was his favorite, they're old now, his favorite pair of white pants. The shirt, of course, was completely soaked with blood, and they got rid of that, and the sweatshirt that he had. But in the hospital, they brought when he was in the trauma ICU, they brought us a bag. Boy, did I fall apart then. I was falling apart anyway. But when they came in and brought that bag to us, well, we were sitting there wondering whether he was living or dying. And I opened up the bag, and here were the pants that, you know, paramedics, of course, have to cut all the way up quickly.
So it was important to you to keep this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For some reason,
You've had a lot of time to think about this. Why do you think Jeff shot your son?
Personally, I think jealousy.
That there was a problem?
Mm-hmm. Now, Dwayne was very popular in school and had a lot of friends. He still does. I'm his mother, but I think he has a great personality. He's good with other people. He was always helping other people out with their problems.
Mark, why do you think Jeff shot your son?
I think he's mentally sick. Besides being jealous. Is my personal opinion. Because who in their sane mind is going to point a gun to somebody's head and pull the trigger if they're not mentally disturbed? So I think jealousy may have entered into it, but knowing the rest of his family after this, because his father is in prison right now. And Jeff...
Why is his father in prison?
White-collar crime.
White-collar?
Selling stock that didn't exist. To make a long story short, after this happened, he closed his corporation, which he had in Woodland Hills or Canova Park, because he had an additive for an antifuel he was trying to push that the environmentalist people in California wouldn't let him sell it, because it didn't work when they put it in large quantities. So after this happened, and he was selling stock, hired marketing people, and was taking old women for $50,000 here and $50,000 there, and he has millions over in the Bahamas, because we've checked it out. But we couldn't get it. So he closed his corporation down and had $1,000 in his bank account, because we had investigators checking it out.
And it was white-collar crime.
Oh, yeah. Well, after that, to tell you why it was white-collar crime.
No, it's all right.
Yeah.
I don't need to know.
No.
I would much rather know what these years have been like for the two of you.
Hell.
Hell. Tell me.
Well, hell.
It's 20, well, and not to make you feel bad, it's 24 hours of care. Well, you worry. We just recently had an earthquake, January 17th. Your first thought at 4:30 in the morning in California when you have an earthquake, a lot of people get under the covers or under a door jam. My first thought is race down the hall to help Dwayne, because he's in a bed. He needs to transfer into a wheelchair. There are large sliding glass window that's near his bed might crash in on him or something. I race down. It's almost, when you love someone and they're not able to take care of themselves fully, then you want to take care of them.
I say hell because, pardon me for interrupting, because seeing him in this condition, seeing what it did to my wife.
What did it do to your wife?
8 years of nightmares.
Well, she wound up in the hospital.
It's something you forget it sometimes in your everyday living, but you don't forget. You don't forget. There's no way. You see Dwayne in the wheelchair and the things that he has to go through, and they're constant with quadriplegics. They're just constant things that can happen.
How do you feel about Jeff?
How do I feel about him?
Now, as we sit here right now.
I feel I could wring his neck, so you want to know the truth. Because it's a father.
Mom, how do you feel?
Same way. I'd like to.
I wouldn't need a gun.
But is there any chance? What would you like to say to him?
I'd like to say to him that he's out here running around the track, which he did in school. I guess he was real good. And, but he sure took Dwayne off the wrestling team.
He took away, from the age of 14 on, Dwayne will never live a normal
Sure
life.
destroyed somebody else's life.
Can there be forgiveness?
No. Absolutely
No
not.
way.
No way.
No way. No way.
When we come back, Dwayne is going to come face to face with a friend he says tried to kill him. Stay with us.
Another day is drawing to a close, and all kinds of people all over the country are heading home for dinner. And no matter who they are, or what they do, or where they make their homes, chances are their favorite dinners have at least one thing in common. Beef. It's what's for dinner.
Lately, I only buy perfume-free or color-free. My husband wants perfume-free clothes. My daughter, the purist, wants color-free stuff.
Mom!
Sorry. How about what I want? A free dishwashing liquid.
Introducing Dawn Free.
She always gets what she wants.
With no colors or perfumes, new Dawn Free breaks up grease better than other leading liquids.
I want grease-free, too.
Of course she does.
New Dawn Free takes colors, perfumes, and grease out of your way.
These teenage girls are pregnant. Even the fear of AIDS didn't stop them from having sex. Next Donahue, teenage AIDS and pregnancy are on the rise. Haven't they heard the warnings? Haven't they seen what could happen? Why don't they use protection when having sex could cost them their lives? 100 teens share their experiences and tell us why even the fear of AIDS hasn't stopped teenage sex and pregnancy. Next Donahue.
Today at 9 on KOLD TV 13.
I've been asked to compare Furr's prices with other restaurants. Heck, that's easy. At other places, a meal like this can run you $8-10. But at Furr's, you can get all the piping hot food you can eat, and now dinner's just $5 after 5 o'clock. No kidding. Dinner for only $5. So come to Furr's and compare for yourself. It's like I've always said, if you're eating anyplace else, you're probably paying too much.
Excuse me, do you carry Reebok?
The Sports Authority carries more Reebok than anybody else.
We've got Reebok shoes.
For just about any sport.
More Reebok. Reebok.
And we're not just talking shoes.
Reebok. Reebok.
Everything Reebok makes at everyday low prices. Reebok sends you back to school with its collection of cleats and shoes for preseason cross-training, tennis, basketball, and hiking. Plus men's and women's activewear and above-the-rim basketball apparel.
They carry Reebok.
The Sports Authority. You've never seen anything quite like it.
We have been talking with Dwayne McKee and his parents, who say his best friend tried to kill him. It's been 9 years since you have talked to Jeff?
Approximately, except for some court purposes, but yes.
Okay. We did keep you separated prior to the show. How do you feel about seeing him?
I'm not looking forward to it, but I want to hear what he's going to say.
Do you think you can handle it?
I don't know.
Parents, do you think you can handle it?
I can handle it.
Can handle it.
Okay, Jeff, please come out and take a seat. You've been listening backstage. Is there anything in the story that you do not agree with? Could we hear your side of the story?
Well, I don't agree with any of it.
Okay. What happened?
I mean, yes, I shot him. Yes, the gun was in my hand, and yes, he's in the condition he is now because of me. But for them to sit here and say that I tried to kill him.
Did you try to kill him?
No.
What happened?
Like you said, we were getting ready for a party that evening, and everything was fine. We were having a good time, and there have been a couple occasions where we had seen my father's gun that he had, and that day was just like any other time we saw it. We just went up there to see the gun.
Why did your father have a gun?
One of his board members bought it for him, for protection, I guess. I mean, I didn't know too much of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But we were both looking at it, and he sat on the edge, the far edge of the bed against the wall almost. I closed the door and sat against the door so my brother wouldn't come in and see us playing with the gun. We're both going to get in trouble for doing it. I was probably about 7 feet away from him at the time. I was kneeling down, playing with it, looking at it. Dwayne held it, I think, once. I'm not sure. But
You're wrong.
Did you put it to your forehead and pull the trigger?
No.
You did not?
No.
Did you load a bullet in the gun?
No, I didn't play Russian roulette whatsoever.
Okay,
and
but
for you to say that, to accuse me of trying to kill you, man.
But did you load a bullet in the gun?
No, I did not. I put all the bullets back into the gun.
Every story you told the police, they proved wrong. I did not touch the gun. You told them I did. They checked it. My fingerprints weren't on the gun.
Yes, they were. I don't know where you're getting your facts.
No, I'm sorry.
Look at any deposition,
There were
police
ballistics.
Ballistics file.
He never touched.
Jeff, you're full. They come into the hospital and told us at the hospital, when we didn't know whether the hell he was going to live or die, that you had told several different stories on this from several police officers. One of them was Sergeant Diaz, and the other was Hamilton. And Mr. Hamlin come to me and he says, I just called my boss and we're making a criminal right now, because he said every time we talk to him, the son tells a different story. And in court, hey, you're nothing but a pathological liar, just like your old man.
You can...
Hey, he's in Louisiana in prison.
Wait. Hold on. You can understand their anger, of course.
I understand and I appreciate it.
Did you try to kill him?
No, I did not.
You did not. Did the gun go off accidentally?
Yes, it did.
How did the gun go off accidentally if you were in sole possession of the gun?
I said I was leaning against the door at the time, kneeling down. I don't know how. I mean, we've had people test the gun to see how a hammer would be pulled back if the chamber is out. Supposedly you can't do it. Yes, you can. If you push the release mechanism back, it will cock. I'm not saying I did that, but that's the only...
Was there a safety? There was a safety on that gun?
Yes, so not a safety, the release lever for the chamber itself. Now, I can't say that I did that. I don't know if I did it or not. It's the only explanation I can come up with.
How did you feel when the gun went off?
I didn't know what happened at first. It went off, and I mean, the gun blew up right here in my face.
Right.
Sally, they called in a criminologist on this to check out if it could happen the way he said the story. It's in the police records. It's documented. It's not both. That it couldn't happen the way he said it happened.
Okay.
So that's why he was convicted of assault with a deadly weapon and attempted murder. He got off and got 90 days in juvenile hall while he was in court and then turned loose. But it's documented.
You believe...
We can prove it.
You believe that this is the way it happened, is that correct?
Police
records. I know it's the way it happened. Okay. In regards to what you want to say, it was not proven in court that I did this on purpose.
You did not do it on purpose?
No, I did not.
What do you want to say to the family? First to Dwayne, what do you want to say to him?
That he didn't do it.
I can't say I didn't do it. The gun was in my hand. It went off.
Why
and
was
Dwayne
it in your hand? Why did you have it pointed at Dwayne?
I didn't point it at Dwayne. There were powder burns on my face and on my hands.
You pointed it directly at Dwayne's forehead.
No, explain this to me, okay?
The police
department. If the gun... No, listen to me, okay? Please.
Don't say
Please.
Don't.
You had it
If I
pointed
at
Dwayne's
a gun at somebody,
forehead.
I wouldn't... At his forehead. How far away was I from you?
You know, your first
With your arm out, 2.5, 3 feet?
2.5, 3 feet.
Jeff, your first story was you shot the quarter and it ricocheted off the wall and bounced back and hit Dwayne.
Where did I say that? You tell me that.
One at a time.
Yeah,
Jeff,
prove it to me, please.
Did you ever say, be prepared to say goodbye?
No.
You never did.
He did.
It's a lie.
Okay.
That's the last thing I heard before I heard the bang.
Do you have anything you want to ask him? Do you have anything you want to tell Dwayne? Let's put the parents aside for a moment.
I want to hear what he wants to say first, because I know what I want to say.
What do you want to say to him?
Whatever he's going to say, it's 9 years too late. He said 9 years I've seen him in malls, driving, theaters, everywhere I've been, and every time he's given me dirty looks. I haven't wanted to see him. Don't lie. I have every one of my friends to verify that.
And I have friends to back up that you have given me dirty looks. I mean, I understand. Listen,
I don't have a right to give you a dirty look?
Like I said, I understand that.
For you.
Okay, you have... Please listen to me.
Jeff, you have wanted to apologize?
I have wanted to apologize since day one.
Okay. Why did you not apologize?
I never had the chance to. No, listen to me. How easy do you think it is for me to walk up to you after so many years and say, Dwayne, I'm sorry for shooting you? You think it's easy for me to just walk up and say, hey, man, can we just, forget everything that happened? No, it's not easy. It's not. You think I will ever forget?
Look at me.
I know, I'm looking at you.
Walking.
The hardest thing for me to see is you sitting in a wheelchair, man.
Oh, sure.
It's not that hard for me. I've adjusted my life to it. The fact is, I could not trust anyone ever again. I had all my faith in the world in my best friend, and he pointed a gun at me and tried to kill me. Now tell me, what else worse besides family betrayal, which that'll never happen, can happen to a person?
I don't know what to say. I mean,
What's it been like for you, Jeff?
I could never compare what happened to me and what's gone in my life to what happened to them. I can't compare that. There's no way.
But I'm asking you what happened to you.
I spent 100 days, to be exact, in juvenile hall throughout the trial. And after that, I went back to high school that we were both going to attend. For the first 2 years, well, for the first day, first couple of weeks, it was ridicule. People didn't know what had happened. They heard things. I mean, there were so many different rumors that went around. I mean, the other people were shot. I did this, I did that. It was totally ludicrous, everything that I heard. People were pointing the finger at me. I mean, I was this monster. I tried to kill him. I did this.
No one knew till I got out of the hospital, Jeff, what happened, because it was Russian roulette in the papers. You told everyone it was an accident. When I came out, everyone thought it was an accident until they heard what happened. Okay?
I'm talking
and
about
you
3
were
months
in
later.
jail for, what, 100 days? I was in the hospital almost 4 months, and I weighed 78 pounds when I got out. I couldn't move anything, not even my hands. I still can't move my fingers on my left hand.
He was completely paralyzed from the neck down, Jeff. We almost lost him. Where it entered in his neck was just a millimeter away from a main artery. We almost lost him. Then we almost lost him a month or two after that. He developed an 8-inch blood clot in his left leg and several in his lungs from being a quadriplegic. Then he had bed sores, which can be deadly. I mean, you go on and on and on. UTIs.
The bullet wound itself has caused my life so much more damage, from kidney failure, because I had no respiratory system. My spine's curved, severe nerve damage. No matter what, you know, I can't get that back. I understand that. There's nothing, I have to come to terms with myself on this point, and I have a very strong family to help me on that. No. And good friends. But the thing is, it took me a long time to get all that. And you cannot apologize for that. An apology, like my friends say, is when you bump into somebody,
But
Jeff.
what would you want him to do?
There's nothing he can do.
Okay, then if there's nothing he can do, then you don't want anything from him.
No.
Okay. When we come back, this former classmate says the shooting wasn't an accident. I'm going to let you talk to the classmate. That it was jealousy that drove Jeff to shoot Dwayne. We'll be right back.
When there's flames flying, grilling, sautéing,
Hot. Very hot.
We asked some of the hottest chefs in town to switch from their antiperspirant to Degree.
Body heat activated.
Can I try it?
As your body heat rises, Degree releases extra protection when you need it most.
It was great. It just worked all night. It kicked in and worked really well.
Definitely works.
Switch to the antiperspirant that's body heat activated.
I'm still dry. It leaves me feeling confident, and I can walk out and greet customers.
Degree is there for me.
Degree antiperspirant for an extra degree of protection.
You know what kind of fast food you can get for $3.99? At most places, you'll get this or this.
Give me more.
But at Grandy's for $3.99, you get a heaping helping of country steak, juicy chicken, home-style veggies, and fresh-baked rolls. And then come back for seconds.
Give me some more.
Or more. All for just $3.99. So why settle for a snack when you can get all you can eat for the same low price? Try it and you'll say,
Give me some more.
Hoo-yah! Grandy, fast food that doesn't taste fast.
It's our free Labor Day event going on now at American Home Furnishings. Find outstanding savings on everyday low-price items and clearance items throughout our stores, including furniture, housewares, electronics, linens, china, and much more. Make a great buy on this TV card featuring oiled oak finish and VCR shelf, valued at $149, and American pay just $99.99 every day. Don't miss our free Labor Day event. Great values plus quick, easy financing. Shop American Home Furnishings.
I've been a personal injury lawyer for 30 years. People are being bombarded with messages about lawyers, and the more you hear, the less you know. A bad accident can ruin you. I've spent years fighting insurance companies in order to restore my clients' lost financial security. Insurance companies don't like me. So if you need an experienced, tough personal injury lawyer, get serious. Call me, Robert Q. Hoyt. I'll fight for you.
Call Robert Q. Hoyt and Associates, 327-6801.
Watch out, it's coming. You can't escape it. It's almost here. Safeway's back-to-school coupon book savings guide is out this week. So save on Safeway Select Soda, assorted varieties, 2 for $3 with coupon. Townhouse or Nature's Covered Old-Fashioned Peanut Butter, $1.19 with coupon. Even enter to win $2,000 worth of computer software for the school of your choice from CompUSA. So when you see this, get it, cut it, and run.
I'd rather be watching salad. Don't be surprised if you hear yourself say, I'd rather be watching salad.
You do your best.
You plan ahead.
Looks like you should have stayed in bed.
A friendly word. A caring
been talking with Dwayne, his parents, and Jeff, and they used to be best friends. That is, until Jeff shot Dwayne. It was a tragic day that most people would choose to forget. Now, this is Jeff's cousin, Anthony. Anthony, what do you know about this? In your opinion, was the shooting an accident, or did Jeff want to kill Dwayne?
First, let me say, I sincerely am sorry for the accident that occurred between the two of you. But now let's talk fact, okay? I know shootings, I know bullets. I know I'm an expert in this field. You did not have powder burns in your throat from 2.5 feet away.
Yes,
he was
did.
7.5 feet away. I've seen the court documents, buddy.
Yeah,
I
please
know.
do.
Wait, excuse me.
No,
Relax.
excuse me. You
Relax.
look at this.
Relax. You know,
and
I've
you
been sitting
tell
here
me,
listening to you.
please.
I've been sitting, you know, I feel really bad for what happened to you, and I do. And the accomplishments you made should be applauded.
You know, we can't prove this.
Excuse me,
on here,
sir.
but I'm
Excuse
sorry.
me,
I am
sir.
going to interrupt you.
Excuse me,
it's
sir.
in the
No,
police
excuse me,
department
sir.
what
I did not
happened.
interrupt you when
Don't
you were
worry about it.
slandering Jeff's father, who was arrested for a crime which you happened to bring up that had nothing to do with Dwayne. Years after it happened.
It had to do with his
Dwayne,
dad trying to pay
your
me off
wound
in the
was caused
hospital,
by
not
a
taking
38
to
caliber
court.
revolver.
Now, first of all,
The
he did
wound-
not try to pay you
let's
people
let
off. Wait a
it-
second.
Oh, bullshit, he didn't.
$300,000
Can I let
bills. if I
Can
did
I
not-
let Anthony
offered.
talk? Could I just
Yeah,
let?
he
could-
offered. Sure he did.
I'd like to hear Anthony's side. Could I listen to him? Explain to me what you're going to say. You want to talk to me? Talk to me.
I'm not going to go as Jeff's cousin here. I'm trying to be as impartial as I can. Now, understand this. The wound that you received was from a 38 caliber revolver. The entry hole would have been much larger than it was. It would have taken it 2.5 feet, half of your throat with it. It didn't. The hole was the size of maybe a dime. Okay, I've seen the pictures, Dwayne.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here and I've read the book. I have never seen 200 pounds of crap in my life before, but I had when I read your book.
Credentials?
I read your book.
No.
I've been a bodyguard for years. I've testified in court.
Dude,
So what
Jeff's
do you
family
say-
is all...
A total accident. I say Jeff slipped,
Hey.
the gun went off, and it struck Dwayne. Unfortunate as it was, it happened. You comforted Jeff. Okay, I've seen so many...
If I'd have known this was going to happen, there'd have been a criminologist here that did the report
You should have brought a criminologist, sir. Then you
Well,
would
I
have
thought
been
this
proven
was
wrong.
gonna be
What's, you know, you've been sitting here trying to get all these people to feel sorry for you, and I
I know what the
understand
court
that. I
records show.
completely
You
understand
don't
that,
understand.
sir. I completely
It does not
understand
matter
that.
what other people think. It matters what I feel and what my family feels.
I
Okay?
feel
What happened to him, buddy?
intensely upset.
This is what the hell's important.
Hey,
No
you
one
want
else
to see this
here.
man get out of his chair and walk
buddy,
to a booth?
you can go. This is what happened here.
Okay, what about you? What Jeff did would have taken a calculation.
Wait, can I ask something?
Sure.
You said, I saw this man get out of the wheelchair and walk.
I have a witness. I seen you get out of your chair,
please.
move 3 steps, and get
sick
into a
son of
booth. You know what? Don't call me sick son of a bitch.
Please.
Sir, you are a sick
No,
son of a
please.
You are a sick son of a You even said in your book that you were going to spend $2,000 to have this man killed. That's a calculated and premeditated act,
are-
sir. What he did was
Hey,
not a calculated and premeditated
now-
act. Jeff came from a environment, from a
Now-
family environment, a loving environment.
First of all, wait. He says I can walk. If I could walk, I would have walked here and I would have beat the shit out of you.
Excuse me. You did not let me finish. You have not let me finish. I have sat here and listened to you slander this man. I have sat here and listened to your read
This
your book.
man was my
Slander
best
this
friend at
man.
one time, and he betrayed me, and you have no right.
He did
I
not
don't know
betray
you
you.
to say
It was
anything.
an accident, Dwayne. He was found guilty of
Damn, that's between him and me. Did he tell you what happened?
Let the
That is
producer-
your belief of what he said.
Sally, let
family-
the producer of this show see what we had to do to get him in here out of the limo
I watched
if he
from the
could
window.
walk.
I watched you from the window.
Your producer saw
I'm
it.
not saying he can get up in mambo.
You just said I
I've
could
seen
take
you
3
stroll.
steps to a
I've seen you
booth.
take 3
You're-
strolls, Dwayne. I have proof. I've
Please.
seen you take 3
Hey,
steps. I've seen you take.
Are
I
you
don't
re-
know any of
Your
your sister
people.
had beat up
related
because
to
she
the
was friends of
Townsends?
Jess.
Hey,
What?
Could you say you're related to the Townsends?
Could I hold on now? Could I hold on? I want you to meet Shannon. Shannon, you were best friends
They're all
with
sick.
Dwayne and Jeff.
Yeah, Dwayne and I were really close. Jeff and I weren't as close as Dwayne and I were. Dwayne and I were very close, and we've remained very close throughout this. They were coming to my graduation party when it happened.
Do you say the shooting wasn't an accident?
I don't think it was an accident. I wasn't there. I can't prove anything. I can tell you what we as his friends went through, what I watched him go through in the hospital every day.
Dwayne, you mean?
I spent a good portion of my summer before my freshman year with Dwayne in the hospital.
Okay.
And I don't understand how you can sit up there. I can understand Jeff's your cousin. It doesn't compare. Maybe Dwayne can take 3 steps. So what? Dwayne can't walk down those stairs. Dwayne couldn't get up to the hotel room, for God's sake. So what is 3 steps? How can you argue that?
I can argue this because I've watched you and listened to you guys slander Jeff. Okay, what happened to you, and I'm as sorry as I am. I deeply feel for what happened to you, and I am very proud of the progress you made. I'm sorry that I got into a scream match, but I sat here and increasingly got angry listening to your father.
Well, then maybe
do you assert or do you not deny? Do you
cry.
deny that you were going to pay someone to kill Jeff Townsend?
Yeah, he denies it.
You deny it? Why is it in your book?
It is not.
It is in your
Oh
book,
my
in your
God.
mother's writing. It's in your book. I've read it. Page
Yes.
to page.
My parents were. My dad wanted to go up and blow his brains out, but that was in 1985.
There's only one damn reason.
Okay?
Hey,
you want to know something else?
You want to know why I didn't? Only one damn reason I didn't. I'd have left her without a husband, him without a father to carry this whole load.
But you're talking about...
That's the only damn reason I didn't.
Excuse me. You're talking about a 13-year-old boy.
Don't think I didn't think about it.
You're talking about a 13-year-old boy. But what he did...
I'd have been wearing stripes like his dad.
Wait. Let me ask Shannon a question. Shannon, what were they like when they were 13? Sit down just for a minute. What were they like? What were the 2 boys like?
We were all real good friends. We were active in a lot of school things together. We did a lot of things outside of school together. Dwayne was very outgoing, very friendly.
Jeff?
More quiet. I always had a little bit of a mean streak in him. I couldn't...
Where do you figure that?
You were just always like that, Jeff.
What, how was I mean?
You were just...
A quiet person means I'm mean?
No, Jeff, it's just an attitude you had. It was just the way you were. It was the way you treated people.
You're quoted as saying, Shannon, that Jeff was always into guns. Is that correct?
He was always talking about his dad's gun. And I know that. I've grown up around guns, okay? My father is in the Highway Patrol. I've grown up around guns. I've had guns around me all the time. He was always talking about his dad's gun and shooting and things like that. I can remember times him talking about hunting, I think. And I was never comfortable around guns, period. After this, I was even less comfortable. And so I remember it because it made me uncomfortable.
Was there everyone's talking about jealousy. Was there some kind of romance going on that we should know about?
No, I don't think this was later. That Dwayne was dating somebody. Her name was Gina when he was shot. Gina and I were the 2 people to go up and see Dwayne, the first people to see Dwayne after he was shot. Mm-hmm. And
first of all, Gina wasn't going out with Dwayne at the time.
Yes, she was.
No, I don't think they ever went out at all.
Excuse me,
when you were going out with Jennifer Trudell, weren't you?
Not at that. I was seeing them both at the party. I wasn't dating either. I was going out with... oh, come on, excuse me. Shanda Duvall, then I get shot and you start going out with Gina?
I went out with Gina 3 years after the
Let me
fact.
do something.
No.
Let me ask Gina who she was dating. We'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Charlie can't believe it's back to school time already. Charlie's mom can't wait. That's why she comes to Smitty's. We've got it all.
Like Pentab's 70-count spiral notebooks in assorted colors, 3 for $1. And the student drafting table with chair and lamp, all for just $39.99.
We've done our homework in every department. That even covers Charlie's lunches. So come to Smitty's for big back-to-school selections. Oh, and bring a friend. Smitty's, a supermarket, a drugstore, and a whole lot more.
Introducing the best offer in Silo history. Now get appliances, TVs, audio, video, computers, and more. And do not pay for 1 full year. That's no down payment, no payments, and no interest for 1 full year. Choose from Sony, RCA, Zenith, GE, Maytag, and more. All with unbeatable low prices guaranteed. Like this Sony 27-inch stereo TV for just $647. Or this GE Deluxe refrigerator for just $596. Hurry, limited time offer at the new Silo.
Say hello to my family.
Hi.
Hello. They have some definite ideas about chicken. There's
Make mine crisp.
make mine juicy and
No skin. Too fattening.
Which leads me right to today's Banquet skinless fried chicken. Banquet's got everyone covered. It's crisp and juicy, and it's got 25% less fat.
So, is everyone happy? Do I know this family or what? Have we met?
Skinless fried chicken from Banquet, now more than ever before.
I really need another car. The bank said I had credit problems. They turned me down.
Duck!
Where am I going to find a car and financing I'm looking for?
Duck!
For a wide selection and low payments to fit your budget, there's just one name to remember.
Duck!
With just $500 down, we'll finance anyone at Ugly Duckling Car Sales.
And what would you like?
Duck!
Ugly Duckling Car Sales. When you need financing, just remember that.
Duck!
What's Marshall's? Marshall's is the same famous brand names you find in department stores. Without those department store prices. Marshall's is this many things for the same price as this many somewhere else. It's like getting 2 things for the price of 1. Sometimes 3. But the big news is Marshall's is now open.
Never, never, never pay full price.
Marshall's.
For free tickets to the Sally Jessy Raphael Show, write Sally Jessy Raphael, Post Office Box 1400, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10101.
I will go back and find out who was dating whom and what other issues there might be in a minute. But first, I'd like to bring everything, if possible, up to date, up to this day, right now. You told us that you really, really want to apologize.
I've always wanted to apologize.
Okay. Is there any way in the world in which you can accept or listen to any kind of apology?
Not knowing him and his family, no.
No,
because I don't believe it.
It was
Yeah,
deliberate.
look at his cousin.
Okay, but
Listen,
forget his cousin.
this is a true example of the whole
let's
bunch.
deal with what is here and what is now. This is a psychotherapist, Isabel
I'm gonna
Richards.
apologize.
Isabel, you've seen what's happening. What do we do at this stage?
Sally, I see a group of people trapped in the past. And I think the most important thing, the most freeing thing here would be forgiveness. It doesn't mean forgetting, but it means letting go of the past, because what forgiveness will do, it will define the past for everyone and open doors to the future.
If Dwayne and his parents can't let it go, what happens?
They're going to be stuck with it. They're going to hang on to this anger, and it's not going to allow them to live their lives today.
Okay. I'm just going to give you a moment to think about this. Meet Gina. Gina, did you date Dwayne and Jeff when they were in junior high?
No.
No. Who were you dating?
It depends what you call dating. How old are we? 12, 13?
Right.
I had feelings for Dwayne. I had feelings for Jeff. I liked both of them. We liked each other. We did a lot of things together.
Could there have been a jealousy issue involved in this shooting?
No.
No. Do you
Why
think...
would... At 13, you're going to shoot someone because you're jealous of...
People kept bringing it up, so I'm just investigating it. Do you think Jeff wanted Dwayne dead?
No. There was not one...
That's true. He did it because he's sick.
Okay.
You know?
But there was no issue that we should be aware of. No. There was no 2 boys fighting.
No, they were both very good friends. They were good friends for as long as I can remember. I was good friends with both of them.
Okay.
Was
it an accident, in your opinion?
Yes.
I'd like to address Dwayne. Dwayne said that Jeff was acting a little strange.
Yes.
Were you afraid? Is that why you left? Or
His attitude was, he was in a bad mood, and I didn't want to deal with it. He gets sharp. He did. And I didn't like the way he was acting, so I said, Jeff, I don't want to deal with you. I will get my own ride to this party. And when I was about to leave, that's when he called me back up.
Quick question.
Unfortunately, no one was in this room when this happened, and no one know you boys like you know you boys. And since drugs and all these things are on the scene in this era, was there something that you all were engaged in that neither of your parents knew about?
No, that's a funny thing. I've been asked that so many times. We were too young. Drugs weren't even popular in junior high when we were there. We didn't even know what they were.
Okay, that's a fair enough answer. Question?
Yes, in the first place, the first rule for using a gun, don't point it at anybody unless you intend to kill them.
Thank you.
Obviously, we have not gotten that message out, obviously. Yes.
I think one thing we should try to do is agree that we shouldn't allow things like this to happen again, and parents who have guns in their home should be forced to lock them up so that their children can't get a hold of them. And whatever happens,
We'll be right back.
That's what's in this book.
Some people will do anything to see what's new at TJ Maxx.
Cool time? Ugh. Cool clothes time? Yes! This week, the Max has everything you need. Vests, jeans, crop tops, caps, backpacks, incredible prices. TJ's too cool.
All across this great country, America's Best contacts and eyeglasses will beat any advertised price, period. Only $39.99. And new patients get famous Daily Wear soft contacts or 2 pair of great eyeglasses complete, including eye exam. Daily Wear soft contacts or 2 pair of high fashion eyeglasses, $39.99, including the exam. America's Best contacts and eyeglasses. Final days.
Where caring careers begin.
Apollo College offers the training you need for a career in healthcare.
Something to take pride in.
Whether you want to work side by side with the doctor as a medical assistant, chairside as a dental assistant, or in the office as a medical office secretary, Apollo College is where caring careers begin. Rewarding careers with real opportunity. Call 1-800-36-TRAIN. That's 1-800-368-7246. Apollo College.
Do I expect the world to stop because I'm uncomfortable? Yes, but it's not going to happen.
For itch and irritation, or to feel especially clean, Tux pads for women.
Everybody's always offering me a seat. Believe me, I'd rather stand.
Tux medicated pads, pH balanced, for hemorrhoidal relief and personal cleansing.
My husband loves sitting through long foreign films, and finally, so do I.
Cooling, soothing Tux, the brand hospitals trust most.
Jeff, do you still own guns?
Yes, I do. But wait, let me say something, okay? You can laugh all you want, buddy, all right? I am a very strong advocate for gun safety. I have taken classes on gun safety. I respect guns now.
A little bit late.
I know it's a little bit late, Dwayne. I know that.
It wasn't an accident, so it doesn't matter. No matter what safety, you shouldn't own a gun, period.
Well, you can say what you want to say, but it was an accident. It was proven that it was an
Hey,
accident.
you're over the age of 18. Your thing is legal. You're clean. Do you want to know? Yes, ma'am.
How do you feel about Gina? Is all forgiven now?
Gina, I never had a problem with Gina in that sense because she was always neutral, but she started changing sides later.
Okay.
And, you know, in a sense,
It's
not
awful
bad,
that you have
but-
to have sides. What can Jeff, Isabel, what can Jeff do?
What can Jeff do?
He has come to apologize.
To convince Dwayne?
No, I don't think he can do anything.
I don't think so either. I don't think that Jeff can do anything to get Dwayne's forgiveness. I think when we make amends, that's enough. We don't have to have the forgiveness of the other person.
I'm here today with my best friend, Kathy, and you know, if I ever hurt her unintentionally or whatever, I would not be able to live with myself. I would be right there at her side, and I'd want to do everything I could in my life. That's just what I don't understand, why it's been so long.
Listen.
Did you know his mother called us later one night when she got drunk and asked if he's dead yet? My daughter heard it on. They were both on
I got that
extension
recorded.
phones.
The FBI
That's how
got
the,
my phone and got your mom.
Your mom called.
I'd love to hear it, because I don't believe
Says something about alcoholism, doesn't it?
Is he dead yet?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a retired police officer from Philadelphia. Nobody can tell me a gun just goes off at 38. You got to pull that trigger.
Thank you.
And I think if this guy had any remorse, he don't even show it, and this other guy ain't helping nothing either.
Sir.
By putting gasoline on a fire.
Yeah, you see
Sally,
the tears
Something's
falling
wrong
down
here
his face?
someplace.
Can I say something?
Yes, quickly.
Because there's something that I think that people don't realize is that when Dwayne was shot, it was all over the newspapers. It was on all the news stations. I mean, our high school graduation.
What is it that we do? I'm sorry.
What I want to say is that it was really nice that everyone was Dwayne's friend when he was shot. But a month and a half later, when it was out of the newspaper, there was a hell of a lot of people who abandoned him, who weren't there anymore. I loved Dwayne, but it wasn't always real easy having a friend who was in a wheelchair.
Exactly. Question?
Yeah, I mean, I know there's not much time, but I know there's a lot of feelings in this audience about whether or not it was an accident or whether or not it was really done. And I was just wondering, I had a question about the it's time to say goodbye thing. I don't understand, like, what happened there. Did it really happen? Did it not happen? If so, what does that mean?
Dwayne says that Jeff said to him, it's time to say goodbye. Jeff says he never said that. Take a break.
He never said it was an accident. He said it was an accident.
My daughter, Katie, when she started kindergarten, she was having a real problem reading.
I heard a commercial about this program called Hooked on Phonics. And I said, I think, maybe we should try this. Within a matter of weeks, really weeks, I would say within 3 weeks, you could see a significant difference. And it was great. It worked wonderfully for us. And her teacher was happy. We were happy. Katie was happy. Katie wanted to read.
Call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
Chew on this. Down in Austin, the hottest places to eat ribs are the hardest places to brush your teeth. Now chew on this. Chewing Trident with NutraSweet after meals can actually help you fight cavities. So when you can't brush, chew on this. Trident. Chew on this. Now when you can't brush after meals, there's a great new Trident flavor. New Strawberry Breeze with NutraSweet helps your mouth fight cavities with a refreshing fruit taste. So when you can't brush, chew on this. New Trident Strawberry Breeze.
When I was a little girl, I thought keeping your home clean was easy. Yellow for floors and green for sinks and countertops. Somehow, things got more complicated. Until now. Now you have more cleaning power than you've ever had before, plus the convenience of an all-purpose cleaner.
Compared with leading brands now actually unlocks dirt without harsh chemicals, abrasives, or dyes.
Mix it with water or use it full strength on the really tough jobs. And now is safe for your home and family. From now on, it's now.
We know you're busy, so we'll abbreviate this offer. I.e., if you like TV, you'll want to get this offer ASAP. FYI, 47 channels, including the Disney Channel, are just $22.50 a month, and installation is only $15. You'll want to call CSR PDQ. Of course, our VP wants to remind you that A&E, AMC, CNN, MEU, and the NFL on TNT are all part of your basic cable package. To RSVP, call this number. P.S. You'll be an MVP around the house.
Are you upset because your mother is addicted to sex? If so, call us at 800-93-SALLY and tell us about it.
Jeff, you did try to get in touch with them. I don't know whether we've made that clear. And the other thing is, can you tell the audience that you're sorry? Would that work?
For years, I tried to get in touch with Dwayne. I was just telling Dwayne right now during the break that for the first week, both parents agreed that it would not be good for me to see him.
Okay.
And I agree with that, too. It would have been way too much of a shock to see that. After the fact, I went through jail. We went through the trial. I did not try to kill you, Dwayne. I loved you like a brother, man.
Okay.
You never showed it. And first of all, why'd you say that when you shot me then?
I want Isabel to say something.
I just want to make the point. Forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for me, because it frees me up.
I forgave myself for me having him as a friend because there's one issue we didn't talk about. My parents, before I was shot, asked me, please don't be friends with Jeff. They said they didn't like his attitude, but I was 14 years old, and you're rebellious, and I was still friends with him. When I was shot, the only thing I thought about when I was being carried down those stairs was I was crying, and I said, Dad, I'm sorry, it wasn't my fault. Because I wanted my dad to know I didn't have anything to do with it.
These teenage girls are pregnant. Even the fear of AIDS didn't stop them from having sex. Next Donahue, teenage AIDS and pregnancy are on the rise. Haven't they heard the warnings? Haven't they seen what could happen? Why don't they use protection when having sex could cost them their lives? 100 teens share their experiences and tell us why even the fear of AIDS hasn't stopped teenage sex and pregnancy. Next Donahue.
Today at 9 on KOLD TV 13.
I'm looking for some new shoes to replace these.
The Sports Authority has athletic footwear.
Well, we've got running shoes.
All your favorite brand names for every sport imaginable. Find a huge selection of Adidas shoes for cross-training and tennis, as well as Adidas cleats, gym shorts, t-shirts, and activewear at the Sports Authority, your back-to-school headquarters. All at everyday low prices.
Now these feel great.
What do you want me to do with these?
Burn them.
The Sports Authority. You've never seen anything quite like it.
At Carondelet Healthcare, our system starts with people.
I'm a nurse case manager, and I work with people in the community to help them in their time of greatest need.
And generally what you see is a team effort of everybody going out there and just bending over backwards to making sure that these people get what they need and make it as easy as they can to get them home.
Carondelet, people are the most important part of our system.
With wellness centers, case management, hospice, Carondelet really has established itself as a visionary in healthcare.
Hi, I'm Rick from Empire Glass. Let Empire Glass replace your cracked windshield, and not only will we pay up to $100 of your comprehensive deductible, or if you have a zero deductible, we'll give you a cash rebate, but we'll now give you 12 free dinners to any of Tucson's famous Papagayo Mexican restaurants with any windshield replacement. And for the highest quality windshields at one of the lowest cash prices, including the 12 free dinners to Tucson's famous Papagayo Mexican restaurants, call Empire Glass at 622-3033. When you think glass, think Empire.
The book is called Get Ready to Say Goodbye. As someone in the audience said to me, I think the real issue is the same one it's been for a long time, and that is gun control. Thank you all for being our guests.
Some members of our audience will receive, and a promotional fee has been provided by
Centrum Junior Vitamins features Shamu and his crew. Fun shapes bursting with fruit flavors. Centrum Junior, still more complete than any leading brand.
Delicious Klondike Light sandwiches have just 2 grams of fat, 100 calories, and tons of taste. What would you do for a Klondike?
You've heard how Hooked on Phonics can help with reading.
Hooked on Phonics works for me.
Call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
Menopause, a natural change of life. All Natural Rejuvex supplies important nutrients during and after menopause. Try Rejuvex.
Remington Style Setter. This exclusive wax core heated roller system is the world's favorite for curls that get noticed every time. The Style Setter, now from Remington.
Stay tuned for Donahue, next on KOLD.